so I want to talk about the thumbnail. It's one of the most important things if you are a YouTuber or a creator online. It's kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, it's something you have to be really thoughtful about, because if I put 20 to 30 to 40 hours into a video, I want to make sure that I'm not hurting the potential reach. If I just took a little bit of extra time and really thought through, okay, how is this visually going to get across? What's going to be something that's going to be interesting? It's a fine game to play between clickbait and genuine thumbnail, genuine title. It's something that I'm constantly like walking a tightrope in to make sure I'm doing it right and I'm being really thoughtful and intentional. I'm not being clickbaity. Sometimes you get it wrong, sometimes you nail it, and sometimes you do a terrible job. So right now I want to show you some of the work that actually goes into a thumbnail. Right now I'm working on a video which is tentatively titled, "Everything You've Been Told About Money is Wrong." And so I'm just thinking in my head, what would it be? It's an interview with an amazing and inspiring author, Ramit Sethi. He wrote the book, "I Will Teach You to Be Rich." It helped me get out of debt when I was living at home. I wanted to say, all right, he talks a lot about you don't need to cut back on lattes. I'm thinking about the ideas of what that title means and what the interview itself meant. And I'm like, okay, maybe we just do a flat lay image overhead, somebody transacting, handing money over, handing a latte back. So we actually went out, we got a latte. It's looking like garbage right now because we've been shooting with it for the past like 30 minutes. But we got the latte and we like ran back over here and we started shooting with it. And the whole idea is just showing an interaction of money, showing money changing hands. It's just a visual representation of some of the ideas that's in the video. So instead of actually renting out a counter or going to a space to shoot this, we just recreated a little desktop here. So let me just show you some of the details that went into this, and then we'll show you kind of behind the scenes of how it's all happening. So we wanted to make it look like a cash register. This is just a calculator. I just download a calculator online, put it there. We actually have a jar of money, and we just made a little, I wrote that, just the tip. I don't think Conrad, did that make it into any of the shots?
It did not.
It's too bad. That's a missed opportunity right there. I'm actually disappointed. Conrad made fun of me for this, but I was like, you know what's gonna be cool? It's a flat lay. Let's just have some coffee grinds there. I know that this is not actually what it would look like in a real coffee shop, but it's nice to have a little bit of extra details in a flat lay like this. I didn't want it to be too sparse that it wouldn't look like it was real. And then we obviously have the Chemex here, the coffee mugs. And then what we did was when we shot it, I'm on this side, I'm handing Conrad the money. And we actually have two monitors set up here to view it. You don't need two monitors. I oftentimes am doing these kind of flat lays by myself, but since Conrad's here and since we wanted two hands to be changing, we decided to just set up both monitors and we had them here. So we have this monitor down here. This is what Conrad was looking at to make sure his hand was in the right placement. And then we have this monitor up here, which was for me. So I'm looking right here. I'm adjusting the focus if I need to. We just did a bunch of different shots. So we did some that was, you have the money in focus up here, and it's really shallow depth of field. You're thinking about a thumbnail, you're thinking, what's gonna look good on my phone? And a lot of times it's being very clear imagery. There's only so many details somebody could really make out. But of course, when you're editing something in post, you never really know what's gonna actually look good. I have this pet peeve where I always want to, as much as I can, include the thumbnail in the video. It's kind of like an old school YouTube thing, but I like the idea of actually getting that B-roll. And it's also just good practice. If you have this all set up, we might as well actually do a couple movements of handing money back and forth, and then we can take that video footage and throw it right into the video itself. And then here, money, coffee.
And perfect.
Cool. That's a wrap?
Yeah.
Got it.
Nice.
So we just got finished doing another thumbnail. This was the meditation video. I actually did shoot a thumbnail for this already in Joshua Tree. I didn't like it. Like, as crazy as it seems, it's just a beautiful sunset photo with mountains in the background, but it just didn't feel, like when I'm looking at it on a small screen, it just didn't look great. So I had Conrad here and I was like, yeah, let's just try. Let's just take a couple photos and see how it looks. And it came out great. And having somebody there is super helpful because Conrad can just go through a bunch of photos. He can tell me if I look like an idiot. He can tell me if my face is too YouTube, which that's the classic YouTube look. When I'm by myself, if I don't have Conrad here to click the snap button, I've gotten this remote. It's the Sony RMT DSLR 2, and this obviously is just for Sony cameras, but any camera has a remote trigger. Some of them are more simple. This one gives you a lot of control and flexibility. The only controls I really use are the top three though. Shutter, 2-second shutter, start and stop. Start and stop is if I want to record video, and that's really helpful when we're doing the overhead shots because you can click that start and stop record and it's not going to shake the camera when you press record. Shutter is going to take an instant photo, so let me see if I'm set up here. Instant photo, 2-second shutter. And there we go. So that's how I do it. Usually if it's 2 seconds, I'll do this. I'll have my camera set up back there, click 2 seconds, put this down, pose. And then I get my shot. All in all, it works pretty good. Sometimes I hold it in my hand and I'll just do shutter like that. And then I will actually just edit this out of my hand or make it so you at least can't see it. Hope you guys learned a little bit about just how I put together these thumbnails. Just one example. Every single video is just a little bit different. It takes a little bit of a different process, but the thinking that goes into it is always there. See you next time.